The steak knife was still in my hand when she said it. Laughter ricocheted across the table. Sharp, polished. The kind that only people untouched by shame can produce. You can't even satisfy me, let alone provide for me, my wife snapped, loud enough for the entire private dining room to hear. Her friends, all glittering, wealthy, perfectly groomed, laughed into their glasses. My hand didn't tremble. I simply set the knife down, folded my napkin neatly over my plate, and smiled. She always mistook silence for weakness. Always had. I called the waiter over, slid my card across the table, and said, "Just for me." The laughter stalled. The waiter blinked. My wife's smirk faltered. "Excuse me," she asked. "I'm paying for myself," I said calmly. "You and your friends seem well taken care of." I stood, buttoned my jacket, and walked out without another word. By the time I reached the parking lot, anger had faded. Clarity had taken its place. Revenge was already taking shape, quiet, precise, inevitable. We had met when I was still building my company, an app startup nobody believed in. She was all charm and ambition, with a taste for luxury and a tongue sharpened by entitlement. At first, she made me feel like success was within reach. We planned a future together. Her style, my strategy. Then the money started coming in. First investor check, first feature article, first Tesla. And that's when she changed. Not abruptly, but like rust spreading under fresh paint. Compliments turned to comparisons. Affection became performance. Love became currency. When she introduced me to her friends, she never said, "This is my husband." She said, "This is Daniel. He's trying to make it." That night at the restaurant, she didn't just humiliate me. She confirmed what I had suspected for months. I wasn't her partner anymore. I was her punchline. 2 weeks before the dinner, I noticed missing transactions. $1,200 here, $1,300 there, all siphoned from our joint account to a name I didn't recognize, Erodes. At first, I assumed it was business. She managed social events, PR dinners, client hospitality. But the deeper I looked, the clearer it became, Erodes wasn't a vendor. He was a man, her trainer. Their messages were on her iCloud, synced to the tablet she'd forgotten I had linked years ago. The texts weren't just flirtatious. They were cutting. "He still wears that same cheap watch." "God, yes. He thinks it makes him look successful. You deserve someone who can actually take care of you. That's why I have you." Every word burned. But rage is for amateurs. I didn't confront her. I planned. Step 1, silence. It disarms far better than shouting ever could. I played the devoted fool for another month. Smiled through dinners. Kissed her on the cheek. Let her think she'd gotten away with it. Step 2, legal. I called my lawyer. Transferred the business shares out of our joint trust. Quietly restructured ownership. Every asset that looked mutual was now mine. Step 3, financial. I replaced her platinum card with a subtle vanity card. She wouldn't notice until she tried to flaunt it. Step 4, social. I invited her friends to a charity gala I sponsored. Her name wasn't on the invitation. Step 5, poetic. I moved my office out of the shared penthouse into a new one. She thought it was for focus. She didn't know I had already started seeing someone new. Claire, the project director who had been by my side from day one. Quiet, grounded, smart. My wife's betrayal showed me what love really looked like, and I wasn't about to let the old me, naive and loyal, survive this. The dinner humiliation was supposed to be her final performance. She expected me to crawl back, apologize for making her appear cold in front of her friends. Instead, I let her stew in her arrogance. 3 days of silence. No calls. No texts. On the 4th night, she appeared at the penthouse. Mascara streaked, eyes puffy. "Daniel," she sobbed at the door. I didn't mean it. It was stupid. They were drunk. I leaned against the frame, calm, composed. "Why are you here? I want to fix this. Please." Behind me, Claire appeared. Bare feet, loose sweater, calm as dawn. Not a prop. Proof I had already moved on from the chaos. My wife froze. "Who the hell is that?" My piece, I said. Her apology dissolved into screaming within minutes. You're cheating now? You, after everything I did for you. I smiled faintly. Everything you did to me. Then I handed her a folder. Inside were copies of the bank transfers, the messages, the credit statements, all under her name. Her eyes widened. You went through my accounts? I audited our marriage, I said softly. She flipped through the evidence, her facade cracking like thin glass. And before you threatened lawyers, I continued, the joint assets are already dissolved. You'll receive exactly what you brought in. Nothing, she stammered. I can, I said quietly, because I paid the bill for myself. Her voice broke. I was just angry, Daniel. I didn't mean it. I glanced at Claire, who met my gaze and nodded. Anger is temporary, I said. Character isn't. I walked her to the elevator, every step punctuated by years of betrayal. When the doors closed, she whispered through tears, You'll regret this. I didn't. Weeks later, her friends stopped calling. The trainer moved on. She sold her jewelry and left the city. Meanwhile, my company tripled in valuation. Claire and I built something steady, real, not dramatic, not flashy, just true. Sometimes I think back to that dinner, the knife in my hand, the laughter slicing through the air, her words cutting sharp. I used to think revenge meant destruction, but real revenge is clarity. It's the calm realization that you were never the broken one. It's walking away from the noise, paying your own bill, and watching their world collapse without ever raising your voice. And now, whenever someone mentions her name, I smile and say, she taught me the value of silence.